Oh, shoot. Well, we're live, but we have to actually hold the phone one way, and it's going to be really hard for both of us. Let's got our phone going.
Okay.
Oh, this is going to be interesting.
For the sake of leftover cake chat this morning, cheers.
Cheers from Austin.
Cheers from Austin. I'm going to sacrifice my champagne glass drinking so that we can prop this phone up and talk to you about...
You can have my champagne because I had too much champagne last night at that wedding that we crashed. So today we are talking about wedding crashing. And Larissa's going to fix the video situation because she's a planner and she's really good at fixing things too. Oh, we don't have cake today, but we have chocolate covered strawberries. So cheers to that too. Oh, this is going to be really good. Okay, fruit for breakfast. That's good. Good morning, everyone. We are in Austin talking about wedding crashing today because we actually crashed a wedding last night. It was all in the name of research and development.
Absolutely.
Because as wedding planners, we encounter this, and so we had to figure out tactically how to prevent these things from happening. But it was so easy because, like, you just asked the girl in the elevator the bride and groom's name and she told you. It's like, no, you're not supposed to tell people that.
Yeah. So I feel like that is going to be something that you can't really deter in that way.
Yeah.
Everybody kind of had a little bit to drink in the elevator last night.
Well, yeah, that's true.
Yep. But as soon as we got off the elevator, it was right there.
It was wide open.
Wide open. So we just walked right on in.
And we really just wanted a picture in a room that they were all kind of in. So we took over. But when you have a planner and you have someone on the hotel side, which I think you all know Larissa's on the hotel side.
Yep.
They can pretty much know instantly who belongs and doesn't belong. Typically with an event, you have multiple events, and an event the night before, you kind of get to know everybody that's in your group. And so when all of a sudden random people show up, you know. So I'll give you a few occasions where we had wedding crashers. Bird over our head. We are on a rooftop in Austin. It's cold. It's 54 degrees, by the way, and so we're in bathrobes and scarves. And you can't see the disco boots that I still have on, but I have disco boots on. So we had a wedding at the Hemingway House in Key West, and if any of you have ever been to a wedding there, or actually even just visited there or read about it, you know, oh, it's cold, that the property has resident cats, a lot of them. And so it's part of the charm and the history of Key West and Hemingway House. But we were having a wedding, and very sadly, somebody had a medical emergency that required the ambulance and the fire department to come, which opened all of the gates and allowed trespassers. So you aren't joining? What? Hi, Aaron. Aaron says we're not joining, but I don't know what that means. So anyway, I'm going to keep talking about the wedding crashers. So while they were taking care of this medical emergency, people came into the wedding and walked up to the bar and started drinking, and then helped themselves to the buffet. So back to the cats. The buffet had been sitting there for quite a while. Everyone had actually already eaten, and they did not get broken down yet because of the medical emergency. And the cats had been enjoying the buffet prior to the wedding crashers. So photographers had already taken pictures of the cats standing on the food, which was really bad. But in the midst of all the madness going on, the medical emergency took precedence. So those wedding crashers got a little extra on their food and beverage that they got for free. So as a planner, obviously, we would normally kick those people out. And this is a gated property. It doesn't happen when the actual gates are closed, but because of the situation, that's what happened. Any input on that?
None with the Hemingway House.
Okay.
However, speaking on the hotel side of things, Full disclosure, this is not my hotel, so that's why we were able to crash a wedding. But typically on the hotel side, just like Kristen said, you kind of get to know the group attending the events, especially at a rehearsal dinner or at a welcome party. And we do a really great job with, sanctioning off spaces very creatively. We do use stanchions, we use boxwoods as well, and we just do a lot of signage. We let hotel guests know that, our secret garden is closed. I always put the guest's last name in there. I don't actually put their first and last name. It's usually their last name, because they'll be like, oh, I'm a guest of Gail at her wedding, as opposed to just making it the Sullivan Brady wedding. That was the first thing that came out.
That's awesome.
But, and then when somebody looks like they're dressed for a wedding, and then, they start to walk in, I just simply ask some questions of like, oh, are you, whose friend are you? Or I'll say, hey, this is a private event, and maybe I have missed them, and they say, well, I'm friends with so-and-so, and I'll be like, okay, and then I'll just go speak to the father of the bride and be like, do you know who this person is?
Yes.
And then just politely ask them to leave if they are not part of the wedding.
Right. We just walked in last night.
We did.
No one asked we didn't know the bride and groom's name until someone told us in the elevator. Good morning, Gail. Good morning, Abaco. I think Erin said not joining, meaning she wasn't watching us. How could she not want to watch us? So then we had another situation, and I think too that it happens more at resorts, because obviously people are on vacation and they're probably consuming a little bit of alcohol, and they have a little bit of like no fear.
Yeah, they're less inhibited, right?
Yeah, so they want to take part in the festivities. So we had another wedding that was on a pier. They did buy out the pier, but it's connected to a very popular sunset bar. So, and this particular wedding had a famous band, Florida band, and the music was amazing. And of course, everybody wanted to dance. And so these two people were very drunk, and they decided they were going to come in and enjoy the band. However, they were in like bathing suit attire, and this was a formal wedding, so they stood out like a sore thumb. Trying to get them to leave, they were very rude and felt very entitled, which, come on, somebody's paid a lot of money to have that pier, to have that band, to have photographs, that they don't really want somebody in their really unattractive bathing suit as part of. So, that's when the planner has to step in and be like, look, you try to rationalize with them, which is really hard to do when people are intoxicated, and get them out, offer to buy them another drink. We do that a lot too with, like, when you have a wedding on the beach. Why does everybody want to take pictures of like a wedding when you don't know people?
Yeah.
This still to this day, after 22 years, drives me crazy. I don't want pictures of someone else's wedding.
No.
So I don't understand why tourists do, but they stand there and they again feel entitled. So as planners, again, you offer to buy them a drink, you offer to move them. We had a wedding just a couple weeks ago where we literally up until the last second pretty much had to call security to have these people moved. It's not fun. So just another role that we play. Obviously, if you're getting ready for your wedding, you don't want to have to be worrying about people crashing and standing in your photos and things like that. What other wedding? Oh, the Walsh wedding.
Oh,
the Walsh Falcone wedding.
Yes.
So this was a different kind of crasher. It was a private resort. It was a buyout, but prior to them arriving, there was a very famous group of people in-house that the paparazzi were actually trying to get on the island to take pictures of them. So we had a different kind of crasher. We had paparazzi crashers trying to get photographs, because we ended up, again, just one of the many jobs that we do, negotiating with said famous people to perform at the after party. So there was a little negotiating going on there prior to the wedding happening, and the paparazzi found out that he was going to stay and play at the after party. So they literally were taking kayaks from the mainland over to try to shoot and we're like, what on earth is going on? These people they're gonna like drown in the ocean just to get this stupid picture. So it doesn't have to just be people trying to come and drink your food and alcohol. It could just be a very random situation where if you have famous entertainment, which we've done quite a lot, you end up with people like the paparazzi crashing.
Yep.
It's like, get out of here. This is not your wedding.
No, it's not. And it's actually a question that I get asked a lot. Not necessarily the paparazzi crashing, but when we have clients walking the spaces, they're like, so what do you do to keep people out?
Like we just busted into this rooftop.
Yeah, exactly. So, and it's always a great answer for them, I feel, because I do think that we do such a great job in being able to keep wedding crashers out.
Yes. And most resorts that we work with, obviously, do their best. They want their clients, have paid a lot of money. They want their clients happy. Good morning, Laura. It's cold in Austin, in case you missed that first opening, and we're in bathrobes and scarves and freezing because we love our people. So we're dedicated to Cake Chat. So I don't know. I just think that, when you're choosing your location, you have to be open to the fact that if you're not doing a full buyout, although we just talked about a full buyout and it was a strange situation, you just have to know that you are going to have other people. And so if you're looking for complete privacy, you want to do something that's not going to allow other guests to actually be in your space while it's happening.
Yep. And then just ask them the questions.
Yeah.
Ask the that site person, like, what do you do to keep guests out? Like, this is an open space. So walk me through what you do to deter people from coming into that space.
Right. And like, we're sitting up here and there is a private event going on here today at 2 p.m. and there's signage everywhere letting people know that this space will be closed at 2 o'clock, which is typically what resorts do, is they'll put up signage well in advance. And again, go around just before and ask people to clear the pool area, clear the cabanas, clear the beach, and just do the best that you can to hope people cooperate.
Yeah, well, there's a bar right there, so buy me a drink and kick me out.
Yeah, exactly. Just give provisions. Provisions always help. So if we don't have any questions, it's cold, so we are going to go back into the warm inside. Happy New Year. Oh my goodness, when we talk next, it's going to be 2020. The roaring 20s are coming back. Tons of engagements happening right now. Christmas, New Year's Eve, there'll be more. So excited for some of the clients that have reached out to us that have plans for the roaring 20s. And when we talk to you, it'll be 2020. That sounds so weird to say. So have a safe holiday, and we will chat with you next week. We're going to start talking destinations next week. So every week, we kind of started today in Austin, but officially, every Cake Chat going forward for 2020 will be talking about a different destination wedding location. So
who knows where we'll be next week?
Who knows? Stay tuned. I don't even know. Okay. Have a good day, everyone. Happy Sunday.
Happy New Year.
Go Patriots.